if you can find a way to make them work in your favor, they're like a cheat code. Hello, I'm Remilia and welcome to my channel. Here we talk about adventures, mostly in the form of books, both reading and writing them. As we're getting closer and closer to the end of November, we're also getting closer to the end of NaNoWriMo, and with that I've gotten some of my power back. I may not have all my power back, but even taking a few steps outside of the hell of tiredness and confusion that these past 2 weeks has been feels great. I managed to actually write and be excited about my story while doing so, but as soon as I was done, I was back to being an unmotivated blob. I hope it gets better, but I think the loss of outline and direction in general kind of makes it harder for me to see the end and makes me less motivated. I'm feeling like I'm getting back on track and that I just kind of need to force myself to actually do the things I know I need to do. The things I'm not motivated to do. But I do feel like this is taking a turn for the better, and I hope this week will be way better than the last one. I was so productive this day. I may have lacked a bit in the sleep department, and that's probably why I was so productive. I often forget just how much lack of sleep just boosts my hyperactivity. I managed to write pretty much, and I did some admin stuff. I've discovered some new things about my characters, and not to spoil anything, but I may have to write some fluffy alternative universe stuff to make up for it. But I'm starting to get a grip on where to take this story, and that alone just feels amazing. I've probably been projecting to my characters because suddenly a few of them decided to take a nap. But I've gotten an actual antagonist, which is something I didn't really know this story needed. I mean, the environment and situation was kind of the antagonistic force, but having this actual antagonist has kind of just sparked this story back to life. As you might be able to tell, this week has been a lot better than the previous two, and today I managed to grapple at the outline that has escaped me for weeks now. A lot of it had to be scrapped, but I managed to grab it and form it, and now I know where we're going again, which honestly feels really great. So this is always the day I fear the most for NaNoWriMo. Not because it's like, oh, the 21st of the challenge, but more because it's the 21st of November. And having your birthday in the middle of NaNoWriMo is kind of stressful. I know I'll be busy this day, but I never know to what extent. Luckily this year everyone had other things to do, so no one stayed too long. This is also the last day I wrote last year, and I wrote about 8 words. As you can tell, this week has been a relief. I originally thought that this week would be one of the harder ones, that I would just have to power through. Maybe because this is the week I, like I said, gave up last year. Tip of the week. This week's tip might be a bit boring, or at least seem to come out of nowhere, but it is to do sprints. Now, I will be honest, I usually don't do sprints the usual way. The way I've seen it used mostly is in a Pomodoro kind of way, where you do 20-30 minute sprint, 5 to 10 minute break, another sprint, another break, another sprint, another short break. I can't do that if I do it on my own. That break is ruining everything for me. So I will either do one sprint or multiple sprints right after each other. Hopefully that first sprint will just kick me into gear, and otherwise I will just restart it. I've never been great with like getting ripped out and taking a break in the middle of doing something, so for me I just had to find a workaround. And don't get me wrong, I love participating in sprints with other people, but that's a little bit different, because then that break is usually like, oh, let's have a little chat and then continue writing, and I have accountability for it. Now, I do love sprints. I really believe that if you can find a way to make them work in your favor, they're like a cheat code for getting stuff done. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great adventure, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!